guys, welcome to another one of my videos. It's been like a hot minute since I filmed, but for those of you who are already subbed to my channel, you know that we bought a new house, we moved locations, and we've been renovating, so it's just been absolutely crazy. So if you want to hear a little bit of an update, just stick around till the end of the video and I'll kind of update you a little bit. And I also know I got a few new subscribers. Thank you so much for subbing to my channel. It means so much to me. I'm Karina, so it's really nice to meet you. Let's get right into this video. Today I'm going to be filming this super monochromatic nude makeup look, which is an awesome makeup look because you can wear it with any outfit. So I'm wearing it with like a super nude shirt today. I think you can do all like monochromatic on your outfit and your face, or this would obviously pair really well with like a very bold outfit, and then you can just kind of keep your makeup more neutral or nude. It really just looks good with everything. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is in the shade 4, and I think I'll just put that kind of right on the tops of my cheeks, and then I'm just going to take a brush and kind of buff that right in. And then I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting. This is just the MAC Studio Fix Conceal and Correct palette, and I really like the peach tone in here. I use that for my under eyes. It's a little bit light for me, so I kind of mix it in with this top shade. And I just pick it up right with my fingers, kind of mix the two together, and just go right into the socket of my eye. And I'm still going to do some concealing on top of that, but it really just erases that dark blue hue. So I've been really liking this palette. I bought it for my clients for bridal work, bought one for myself as well because I liked it so much. So I'm going to use my Armani Beauty foundation. It's definitely my favorite foundation, a little bit on the pricey side, but it's a gorgeous kind of silky natural finish. So I'm just going to kind of stipple that on top of my face and on top of the Charlotte Tilbury product. And then I'll just kind of buff it all in. So I'm in a new filming room, and unfortunately this house is on a little bit of a busier street, so there are cars that go by. And this is the first video I've done in the new house, so I haven't really perfected the sound and the audio. I only used about 1.5 pumps of that, so not a lot of makeup. So I have the MAC 24-Hour Studio Fix Concealer, and I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that under my eyes, around my nose, and then just on some of these blemishes. Let me know what you think about monochromatic makeup looks. It's definitely been something that I've been loving this last year or so. I think that this would look really good with like any bright or bold colors that you want to wear, just because if you're wearing like the bold down here, sometimes it's nice to just keep it a little bit more muted up top. But I also think it's really beautiful and chic to have like nude on nude, so like a beige dress or like a nude dress or a nude shirt like I'm wearing, and then a full nude makeup look. I really like how that looks, but I want to know what you guys think. I'll just blend that all out with my beauty sponge just to make sure everything is blended and cohesive. I think I'm going to pick up a little bit more from this palette and just lay it right on top. I get my under eyes filled, or I have once. That was last year, so it does last quite a long time because they still look way better than they used to. But I'm definitely losing filler right here, and it just feels really deep and dark. So I need to get them touched up, but I'm kind of waiting a little bit. I think I'll do it in a few months or so, just to get as much as I can out of like the first session. But I'm definitely noticing more concealer is needed for my under eye circles. I'm gonna use my Fenty Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Macchiato. I'll just dip a blending brush in, like a stippling brush. I'm gonna warm up my whole face using this bronzer. And I'm just gonna kind of start with a little bit, stipple a little bit on, and then I'll kind of have a look and see if I want to do a little bit more at the end. I always like to add a little bit around the jawline just to kind of sharpen my jaw up and make it look a little bit more defined. And I'm bringing it all the way onto the apples of my cheek as well, so I'm kind of covering this whole cheek area. And then I have this cream product by Danessa Myricks. It's called Fusion Flush, and it's in the shade Tiara, and it's just kind of like a subtle champagne-y gold product. I'm gonna put that on my cheek first, just using my fingers, because if I put this product on after, like I'm still gonna do a powder blush, so if I put it on after, it kind of mutes the blush out. I'm gonna put a little bit on first, just to kind of get that shine. And then I'll just take my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless something powder, and just kind of powder my face in areas that I don't want to be shiny. So like my forehead, around my nose, right under my eyes, and on top. just anywhere that you have a little bit too much shine. Now I'm gonna top it with another blush and kind of finish my face at the very end, but for now I'm gonna move on to eyes. I'm gonna do my eyebrows really quick. Basically, I'm just gonna kind of brush them up, and then I'll just fill them in with a brow product. I'm using the Benefit Brow Micro Filling Pin, just in areas that need a little bit extra help, and then just brushing them up with the Anastasia Brow Freeze, and that's about it. Just to let you guys know, this brow freeze I've been using for months now. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that actually works and actually holds your eyebrows up that I've used. Like brow gels, they just don't last all day. For my eye look, I'm gonna keep it fairly simple. I just kind of want it to be more of like a diffuse, blown out look. So I'm gonna start with, this is just some loose shadows that I have. This is my favorite nude or neutral shade. I use it by far the most out of any eyeshadow ever, and that's Wedge by MAC. It's a cool toned, light medium brown, and it's just the best shade for starting out any eye look. So just with a fluffy blending eye brush, this is the Morphe M433. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Wedge, and I'm just going to start right on my lid and blend that shadow up and out. Like I just like to kind of have the shadow sort of diffusely go out in an upward kind of position. Wow, I didn't explain that very well. It's been a while since I filmed, so you can tell I'm definitely out of practice. I'm also gonna run Wedge right under my eye, kind of all the way around. When you're just using that neutral shade, don't be afraid to bring it right up like into your brow hairs. Next, I'm going to take this Tartelette palette. This is an Amazonian clay. I'm going to pick up this color Grounded, which is just like a medium tone brown shade. I'm going to start right on my eyelid, nice and close to my lash line. And then once most of my product is off the brush, I'll start to kind of blend that up as well. Just going to run that a little bit on the outer part of my lower lash as well. And then I think I'll just go one shade darker for my eyelid. So I'm going to use Euphoric in that Tartelette palette. Picked up a little bit of a smaller brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH37 brush. So I'm just going to keep this right close to my lower lash line and then kind of work it up, but keeping it more just to the eyelid. And again, I'm going to use that and run it a little bit under my eye too. I'm going to use the Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and there's a color in here I want to just top everything off with. It's called Bronze. So for that, I'm going to use a flatter brush, the MAC 242, and I will just spray it down first because those foiled or shimmery shades show up a lot better when your brush is wet. I'm going to start by just putting that kind of right on the center of my eye, and then see how it looks. I think I'll bring it out over almost my whole eyelid here. Concentrated on the center though. That color unfortunately looks a little different in the pan than it does on my eye. I want this look to be a little bit more like uniform, so I'm going to go over that with Sugared Chestnut in my Too Faced Born This Way palette, and I'm hoping it'll just kind of neutralize this a little bit. So I do think that's a little better. I'm gonna just line my eyes with MAC Teddy, which is kind of like a bronzy or like a foiled kind of neutral brown shade, and I'm going to line on top as well as the waterline. I'm going to take the color Fairy in the Soft Glam palette and just put it right into the inner corner. Alright, so eyes are done. You can never judge your eye look until you put your mascara on. That is when it truly comes together, but my face is looking a little bit flat, so I'm going to finish that off. I'm going to use MAC Humor Me, which is one of my favorite blushes that I've ever owned. It's just very neutral, so this is just gonna like warm your cheek up without making it look too kind of blushy looking. So I'm just throwing that right on top of basically where I placed the Fenty Beauty cream bronzer, and even just kind of right on top of that highlight. And you can see the highlight still pulls through. So sometimes I just kind of like wearing it underneath the blush, and as I wear the makeup, the highlight will kind of come through even more. And then for lips, I'm gonna line my whole lips with Urban Decay, the 24/7 Glide On in Naked 2. And it is a nude color. It has a little bit more pink to it though, but then we're gonna top it with like a true nude lip, and that will complete the look. So this is really the only true nude lipstick I have, like a very nude lipstick, and that's by Morphe, and it's in the shade Honey. It's a very comfortable kind of creamy matte shade, and I actually love this lipstick. So makeup looks done. I actually love how it turned out. I love these monochromatic makeup looks. Let me know what you think though. And as promised, I'll just give you a really quick update of kind of where I've been. We bought a house and moved back in June, and it's just been so busy cleaning, moving things in. We added a basement suite to the bottom, and we've completely redone all of the landscaping. We had like these massive fir trees in our yard. We ripped them all out, excavated everything, ripped the stumps out, laid sod down. We're still in the process of laying gravel down and building like little fire pit area and pathways. Still have to do fences and gates, and it's just been a huge project. We painted the whole house as well. So this is kind of like not our forever home, but an investment, our first investment property. So eventually we'll move out of the top and hopefully rent that out as well. It's still by no means finished, but we are getting there. And it took me a while to get my filming room set up. Unfortunately, the house is on a little bit of a busier street, so I still have to figure out how I'm gonna do the audio and kind of set everything up to like a higher standard. But most importantly, I'm so happy to be back filming. I've really missed creating videos and talking to you guys, and I'm almost at 1,000 subs, which is a really big deal for me because it's been over a year since I started this channel, and I'm still very new. Like, I'm still learning so much, so I definitely don't plan on stopping. Definitely let me know if you have anything specific that you want me to film. Let me know what you think about this backdrop. I would just really love to know your thoughts. It's helpful for me as well. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.